battled through some things today. We had I don't want to say a lapse, but we had some breakdowns, and we actually were resilient and got through those breakdowns in the fourth quarter. I thought our zone was effective. I thought Ezzy had a very good game with her rebounding ability and shot blocking, altering. So all in all, another road victory, Commissioner's Cup victory. All the things that we're kind of focused on right now, getting better in the day to day. And I thought we had some good contribution without having Jewel on the floor.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. First question here is from Percy Allen.
Awesome. Hey, Coach, what did you like about Ezzy tonight?
Just her, Ezzy is so stoic. She's not never too high, never too low, but just her presence in general, the energy she brought, running the floor, finishing around the rim, blowing by her defender, shot blocking, rebounding. I mean, all the intangibles that Ezzy presents, all the while keeping a very straight face and just kind of going to work, putting our hard hat on, and doing whatever we need to do, whatever we ask of her to do. And so, just amazing effort on both ends of the floor.
Hey, and these past two games here, obviously with sort of like the changes in your roster with the losing of Candace, does that open up more minutes for Ezzy? And are you expecting just with more minutes like this that maybe you'll see more performances like this from her?
Yeah, I think so. Ezzy is still, developing into where we see her. We see a bright future for her, and even in her development, the things that she does, she's super athletic. She takes one step, she's at the rim. So yes, those minutes are going to be available for her to continue to flourish and thrive in those situations. And again, we talk about the preparation. She's staying prepared. She's working hard. We see it every day. So it's just a matter of her getting those opportunities and taking advantage of it. And tonight and yesterday, or sorry, not yesterday, but last game as well, you see, how big of an impact she can have on a game, not just on one side of the floor, but on both ends. And it's very, very good to see her growth, and hopefully going to see more of that in a game situation.
All right, Coach, thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Coach. Next one here is from John Shearer from Sideline Sports.
Hey, Coach, congratulations first on the win tonight.
Thank you.
Can you talk a little bit about your defensive performance? You held the Sparks down to 16 points or less in 3 of the 4 quarters tonight. Can you speak on behalf of that? Thank you.
Yes, certainly. The Sparks present a difficult matchups, very athletic guards. They put pressure on you at the rim. So it was essential for us to defend without fouling. I think, understanding that this team doesn't shoot a lot of threes, but Coffee is very efficient in her, Samuelson as well. So just getting to those shooters in particular, defending without fouling. And then the biggest thing is just changing it up with our zone. Just gave a different look. That game kind of slowed down in a way. Got some good presence in the inside to take away their cuts out of their horn set that they were trying to run. Just coming up with the loose balls and really securing the rebounds. A couple of those possessions in the third, just too loose and not coming up with those 50-50 balls. So I think we tightened that up. We were very not disruptive, but I think we communicated well in our zone, and we were able to get a lot of stops in that.
Thanks, Coach. Next one here is from Doug Feinberg. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, Coach, good to see you. That zone, is that the most? I haven't seen you guys play much lately. Is that the most you've played zone all season tonight?
Yeah. Hey, Doug, good to see you too. Yeah, it is. It's the most that we've played it in consecutive possessions. Yes.
Was it? I mean, how did this all come about? I mean, zone's not typical in the WNBA. It's more back to your probably high school days. You guys even played zone in high school. I don't know with your squad.
Yeah, that's something that we kind of worked on and tinkled with in training camp. Obviously, we know Klopp is a disruptive guy defensively. He wants to trap and things of that nature. But if you just look at our roster and the players that we have, we talked about kind of losing two defensive dogs, and now we have like some length. Now we have length, a lot of length, honestly. And so this is something that we've been preparing, and I think when we play teams who aren't as aggressive on the offensive rebounds, and don't present 3-point threats as majority of their offense, then it is something that we can go to using our length, talking, rebounding out of it, and then playing into our offense. But we've been using it this year without kind of giving our strategy, here and there, in certain situations. But today I thought that it was very effective, and so we continue to go to it.
As one follow-up, just Piff's game tonight. I mean, she filled in for Jewel pretty well, I would think, for you guys.
Right. I mean, Piff's a vet. We all have seen, Piff's career, her ability to come off ball screens, put pressure at the rim, hit threes, pass the ball. So again, another opportunity for a player who, hadn't gotten as many minutes as of late, but just taking advantage of that opportunity, and just was solid on both ends. We talk about Piff is her steal to turnover ratio. She's high for us. And so her ability to even be physical on the defensive end. And today her assignment was Wheeler. That was a little bit different, but overall, very good effort from her, and just very solid all around. That's one word that always describes Piff, is just very solid.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Coach. Next one here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Coach. So obviously they come out the second half and just really are running on you. And what exactly kind of happened? What went wrong in that third quarter? And then obviously you guys end up outscoring them 28-16 in the fourth. So what were the things that you corrected there?
Yeah, I think honestly, just the extra effort. It was the effort plays. Not getting to I can just visualize in my mind 3 loose balls or 3 rebounds where coming off, and they're getting a 3 out of it, or they're at the rim or getting to the free throw line. They got a couple of the threes in that quarter as well. I think it was just a matter of tightening up. Obviously that's when we adjusted our defense to go to zone, but I don't know if it was what they're doing more so than what we weren't doing, just a little bit extra effort in those situations.
Awesome. Thank you.
No problem.
Thanks, Coach. We got one more here from M. Adler. Go ahead, Em.
Hi, Coach. Sorry, my video's off tonight. My computer's been a little bit buggy. I actually wanted to start by following up on Doug's question about the 3-2 zone. I know you broke it out sometimes against Atlanta, I think it was. I was just wondering, and I'm sure you don't want to give too much away about the technical details, but are you trying to trap the slots on it when there's no one in the corners, and how do you stunt the backside on there?
Yeah, not really. I was trying to not really trapping out of it, just man principles though. So understanding that when they do go into ball screens, whatever schemes that we're in at that time, we're talking through those schemes. Mainly the zone is just to give them a different tempo, to throw off a little bit. Maybe they've adjusted and thought that we came out of a timeout, and you're thinking we're in man and we're in zone, but just a matter of talking through. It's honestly a you're guarding. It's a zone with man principles. Hope that answers your question.
No, it does. Thanks. And then I just want to ask, what does it say about your team and the roster chemistry that someone like Piff is able to come off the bench, Jules unavailable, and put up, I think it was 18 on 6 of 12?
Mm-hmm. It says a lot. You talk about our roster and the depth that we have, maybe depth in different positions that we hadn't had before. We talk about our roster and having professionals who come and work hard every day and prepare for these moments. You talk about our roster and understand that, though we are new, we have new pieces. We have, very hard workers and people who want to contribute. And, these opportunities that present itself, in my opinion, it's no surprise to me when these players take advantage and are successful in them, because every day we see the work, whether it's extra shots before or after practice, whether it's the reps that they receive in practice, the mindset of our team, and obviously understanding like this is our jobs to be ready and hoop when our number is called. And again, just talking about Piff again, she's a consummate professional. She's always talking to our players at timeouts, and though she's not the most boisterous, she has a lot of knowledge, and she's able to connect with teammates in a way that is super helpful, not only for them but herself as well.
Great. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Thanks, Coach. It looks like we've got one more here from John
Okay.
from Sideline Sports, and then we'll wrap up after that.
Hey, Coach. It's me, John Shear from Sideline Sports again. I just had one quick question about Brianna Stewart. Have you considered limiting her minutes at all? I know she got 37 tonight, and the Olympics are coming up. Have you talked to her about that? Thank you.
Definitely considered it. I know Olympics is big for our Olympians, but definitely for our season as well. In stretches. I know today I couldn't pull her out. And I maybe I could, but I didn't want to. You know what I mean? But yeah, I haven't really. We connect all the time about how she's feeling and what our plans are, and so. I actually asked her today if she was good, and she wanted to play. So, it is for us. We have goals, and we're trying to still figure out, what our sweet spot is with, our rotations and our minutes and all of those things. But when it comes to winning games, I have a team that prefers to win over looking at the stats at the end of the game and seeing that those minutes were a little high. So it's a balance, though, understanding that, we're trying to make sure we're all feeling good and prepared. Our bodies are right for the last stretch of our season. Understanding Olympics is huge and it's important for them. And I want them to feel good going into Olympics as well, especially, all of our Olympians, honestly.
Great. Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you.
Hey, Stewie, thanks for being here. We'll start off here with a question from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
Awesome. Hey, Stewie, can you take me to the start of the fourth? It's a really close game. Things are tight, and you guys really put them away with a 22-6 run, capped by your 3-pointer in the corner there. Just the things that went into that run.
I mean, just having the confidence to know that it was time to kind of put the game away, to make a run like that. We felt like we were like right there every time, whether it was almost getting a steal or, not finishing a play, like things that we could control. And, we had a mixed group in between the bench and the starters, and we just came in and really focused in on getting scores and stops.
Hey, and just the last one from me. Just what is the mindset of the team here? Just with these last 3 games before the Cup, it's a really tight Cup race with Vegas. It's a really tight race at the top of the standings there. So, just what is the mindset for these last 3 games?
Obviously, wanting to win every game. We're aware of the situation as far as the Commissioner Cup. We're aware of what's on the line, and at the same time, playing these two teams twice, it's also the series. You know, potentially the series is on the line. So we're coming out, making sure that, you know, we can handle business. We'll see LA again in Seattle, and I'm sure it's going to be another tough one.
All right, Stewie. Thank you.
Thanks, Stewie. Next question here from Doug Feinberg. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, Stewie, I'm curious, like when this first got announced, the Commissioner's Cup, there wasn't much buzz for it, but it seems it's been building along. I mean, how big is it for you guys? I know you don't like to lose anything, and I think you've won every title you've been up for. How big is it now in the mind of things to try to get to that Commissioner's Cup championship game for you and the team?
I mean, it has very motivating incentives. I think that, you know, it's something that it's like a championship within the regular season, or a mini tournament within the regular season. And I think as our team, you know, in the beginning, especially when we started like 5-0 Commissioner Cup games, we were playing around, happy, like sarcastic, like 5-0 Commissioner Cup game. And now it's like, okay, this is real. There's big bonuses on the line. And I think just being conscientious of that, I think that, you know, obviously these games have multiple meanings as far as where we finish in the standings come playoff time. But right now we know that we want to be playing in that cup game.
If I can just follow up, the zone you guys played tonight, and coach says you don't play that much of it. It seems tonight you played more.
Mm-hmm.
You played zone for this long before that, UConn?
We actually, so the last time we played zone like this was at Atlanta, and it was like the same type of thing, like the entire fourth quarter. And it's just a change up. It's something to kind of show the team something different, just because, you know, you don't see it much, especially professionally. And I think that it's something that we can always keep in the back of our pocket, really.
Thanks, Stewie.
Thanks, Stewie. Next one here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead.
Hey, Stewie. For me, I feel like the story of this game was you have a 12-year veteran in Piff getting the call to fill in for Jewel. She scores 18, and then you have a second-year player, 21-year-old Ezzy, who scores a career-high 20 tonight. Just talk about both of their performances. I thought they were huge.
Yeah. I mean, Piff came in and does what Piff does. And I think that, you know, you can ask anyone on our team. We're always, you know, telling her to shoot more, be more aggressive, because we know who she is. And if you don't know who Epiphany Prince is, then you need to look her up. And at the same for Ezzy, you know, I felt like this game was coming for Ezzy. She's been practicing really well leading up to these past few games, being more aggressive, more assertive, more vocal. And she just came out and did what she can do. And it's something that we need from her every night. So for her to just continue to use this, build confidence, and build off of it is going to be huge for us.
And then one follow-up, obviously that third quarter, they kind of get after you right away. You had that 9-point lead at halftime, but I think they outscore you by 11 in the quarter. Kind of what all was going wrong in that quarter for you guys?
We were a little late on our rotations. We were a little funky defensively, and then we were letting the last play dictate the next play. And I think, you know, Sue said it best, but all in all, everything that went on in the third quarter and how terrible it seems, we were down 2. And we were right in the ball game going into the fourth.
Definitely. Thank you, Stewie.
Thanks, Stewie. Next one here from John Shearer from Sideline Sports Network.
Hi, Brianna. How are you doing tonight?
Good. How are you?
Doing pretty well. Can you talk about the unselfish play that you guys had tonight in regards to scoring? You're well-rounded in the scoring department and assists. You had 4 players that had 3 or more assists. Can you talk about that? Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we knew that we really wanted to move the ball tonight. We knew that they want to play aggressive defense, but we wanted to kind of find the open person and know that multiple people can knock down shots, as you see tonight, having 4 people in double figures. But yeah, that's the way we play. That's just how our offense flows, really.
Thanks, Stewie. Last one here from M. Adler from the net.
Hi, I wanted to just ask about the man defense specifically. It looked like there were a lot of possessions where the Sparks were just seeing a lot of bodies flying at them, no matter who had the ball. Obviously, Klopp's SOS really asks a lot of you, especially your versatility to fill every role, hedging, rotating, rim protection. What does it take out of you to be able to fill all those roles, like both physically and since it requires so many reads mentally?
It's just the evolution I really of my game is to continue to kind of pick it up and continue to be better defensively. I think that, you know, we're a team where we're smart enough to have multiple reads and multiple situations and know what we want to do and how we want to play people differently. And as a person who's usually in the back line, it's most important for me to really communicate and echo what's going on out there.
Great. And then I just wanted to ask, is that a pizza slice shirt? I love it. Where do you get something like that? It's wonderful.
I think this is from Wild Fang, actually. They're in Portland, mostly.
Oh, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Stewie. I'm actually going to let Mario Sacco get one last one in, and then you'll be.
Hi, Stewie. Sorry, I apologize if this was asked already. I was on air. I know you had that relationship going back to the days of Syracuse and UConn playing against Brittany. But what was it like out there tonight, matching up against her? You both had great games.
Yeah, anytime I'm able to match up against Brittany Sykes is something for me is obviously both fun for us and competitive, having grown up together really since our AAU days, her going to Syracuse, me going to UConn. We're a family, and I was able to see her mom tonight. But it's great to see people having success, and especially your friends and your sisters. But really happy for her and continue to wish her the best going forward.
I'll talk to you before Tokyo. Best of luck. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Stewie. You're all good to go.
Thank you.
We'll have Piff in here next.
All right, and we're set with Piff.
Hey, Piff. Thanks for being here. Give it 1 sec. And we've got a question here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey Piff, great game tonight. Just talk about that mentality to come in, fill in for Jewel. Jewel's hurt. You have 18 points, playing really well. Just talk about your game and the mental preparation.
I just wanted to come out and be aggressive and do what my team and the coaches and my teammates asked of me today. So coming in, we knew that Jewel might be, she was questionable. So we just wanted to do next man up, and I think everyone contributed to that.
And then last one for me, in this, you're up 9 going into halftime. That third quarter, they kind of get really after you guys and outscore you by 11. But then you're able to turn things around, outscore them by 12 in the fourth quarter. Talk about kind of what went wrong during the third and how you corrected it in the fourth.
We were preaching effort and just matching their aggressiveness. They came out really aggressive, and we didn't match that, and it was bad for us.
Definitely. Thank you.
Thanks, Piff. Next one here is from Doug Feinberg. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, Piff, great to see you.
Hey, Doug.
I'm actually looking at a story from 15 years ago when you scored 113 points in high school. I have framed in front of me right now, one of the first things I ever wrote. So I remember you could score. It's funny hearing Brianna say that they got to encourage you to shoot the ball more. Just filling in tonight, I mean, you know that you can score. Everyone knows you can score. Did you think, okay, I got to step up my scoring tonight, knowing that Jewel was out?
No, I think I just was the same, just trying to take what the defense gives me. But I was a little more assertive, I'll say. But I wasn't thinking like score. Like if I was being aggressive. And if they would have collapsed on me, I probably would have just made the right pass, everything, just trying to make the right plays.
Thanks, Piff. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Piff. Looks like the last one here from M. Adler from the Next. Go ahead, M.
Thanks. Hi, Piff. I just wanted to ask, it looked like at the beginning of the game, at least in the first few minutes, it looks like the Sparks while you guys were on defense, were trying to involve you in the action, some horns, some pick and rolls to get you defending at the point of attack. Was that something you kind of took personally, or is that something that you took note of, or for you, was it just about staying to your game no matter what?
You mean me defensively?
Yeah, and then yeah.
I mean, no, my assignment was Erica Wheeler. She's a big part of their offense. So I didn't take it personally that they were trying to attack me. I just knew that that's how they play. That's their game plan. And I just wanted to stick to our defensive schemes and try to be aggressive with her.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome, Piff. Thank you so much. You're all good. Hey, Ezzy, thanks for being here.
Okay.
I'm going to give people 1 sec to raise their hands. And cool. We'll just get started here with a question from Doug Feinberg. Go ahead, Doug.
Hey, Ezzy, great game tonight. Just talk about your guys' aggressiveness on offense. I mean, you were taking the ball to the hoop and getting fouled and getting rebounds. Just your game tonight, how aggressive you were on the offensive end and defensive end, I should say also.
Yeah, I think as a team, I think we came into the game knowing we had to play on our front foot. I think, LA are a team that, put pressure on the ball, get in passing lane. So I think that was all our mindset going into the game. Defensively as well, I think we just had to bring that energy and kind of counter them on offense because they are a great team. So I think just playing on our front foot was a key for the game tonight.
Thank you much.
Thanks.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Ezzy. Next one here from Percy Allen. Go ahead, Percy.
Thank you. Hey, Ezzy, it was Stewie earlier who just said that she keeps telling you to be aggressive, take it to the hoop. How do you balance that of just when to be aggressive and I guess when not to be?
I think a lot of it comes from my teammates. Like you said, Stewie, she keeps telling me to be aggressive. So I think, credit to my teammates for just kind of having that belief in me, and it kind of gives me confidence to be aggressive in certain situations. But yeah, I think it's never, I guess, like a bad time to be aggressive. I think I just have to kind of do that more in games going forward.
When you have games like this, is it surprising to you, at all? Because it's like you show these peaks and these glimpses, like, oh wow, and it's like so exciting to like see some of it, and you just kind of want to see more of that, more and more and more.
Yeah, not surprising. I guess for me, I think it's being able to be more consistent throughout the season, not going through these spurts where I do have good games. So yeah, I think that's going to be the thing for me going forward, just being able to be consistent.
There you go, Ezzy. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ezzy. Next one here from Jeff Brown. Go ahead, Jeff.
Hey, Ezzy. So obviously, like between your rookie season and now, I'm sure you've put in countless hours in the gym and practicing and everything. But then the start of the season, obviously, it's a little bit more limited playing time, probably even maybe even less than you expected. How rewarding is it now that you're getting more time on the court, and then the results? You have a career high tonight. Congratulations, by the way, and and double figures in last game as well. So just how rewarding is it now that you're seeing kind of the fruits of your labor?
Yeah, I think it's pretty rewarding, but I think in those, I guess earlier on the season, I still need to, I guess, be more effective with the minutes that I do get. So it's not, I'm grateful that I get more minutes in the last couple of games, but I think earlier on, I still need to bring the energy off the bench and help my teammates where I can, no matter how big or small the minutes are.
And then in that third quarter, they kind of got after you guys, outscored you by 11. But you turned things around in the fourth quarter, outscoring them by 12. Kind of what were you able to fix in that fourth quarter to come away with the victory?
I think just like a key of the night was being aggressive. So I think, we had obviously Jewel out for the game, but she was, in our ears the whole time, just encouraging us to be aggressive. And I think that's what we needed to do going into the fourth quarter. But yeah, just kind of limiting our turnovers as well going into that fourth was something that we focused on as well.
Thank you, Ezzy.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ezzy. We have a question here from M. Adler from The Next.
Hi, Ezzy. I wanted to ask, I know at least once tonight you got a good layup off of faking a DHO and then just driving down the lane. I know that's something you guys like to deploy selectively, and Natasha Howard, I remember, liked that a lot. Was that something you learned from her?
Not necessarily. I think that's kind of always been in my game. I'm known to kind of fake the handoff. I do that a lot, but I think just, being able to do it more now. I think Stewie set me like a little screen on the second one I did. So that was kind of helpful.
Gotcha. Thanks. And then I wanted to ask, you obviously broke out the 3-2 zone tonight like you did against Atlanta. That and Klopp's SOS that you run a lot, man, require a lot of communication. What kind of help is it to have players like Sue, like Stewie on that back line to just make your life and everyone else's life easier on those rotations and helps?
It's extremely helpful. I think, Sue was able to talk to me that whole game, and there were a couple of possessions where, I needed to be earlier on the cutter off the horns action, and Sue saw that and kind of told me as the game was going on. But it's extremely helpful to have players like that. But I think all of our players do a great job of just communicating, and that's something that we, have instilled at the start of the season, but even more so now. Communication is a big key for us.
Great, thanks, and congrats again.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ezzy. Just one last one here from John Shearer from Sideline Sports Network.
Hey, John Shear, Sideline Sports. How are you doing tonight?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. So looking at your minutes, the first 2 seasons, you average around 12.5 minutes per game. Do you think a performance tonight warrants you talking to the coach about upping your minutes? Thank you.
Thank you. No, not really. I think, we have a great team. I think we have great depth and, great starters. So I think just going forward, whatever, I think you kind of just have to read the game and see how everyone's playing. But, I'll be ready for however many minutes I get. And yeah, I'm grateful to get, 1 minute to 20 minutes. So it doesn't really matter to me, but I think I just need to start utilizing my minutes more and being more effective so I'm able to help my team.
Do you think you would be capable of handling more minutes, say 20 to 25 a game?
Yeah, sure. I think, our starters, they do a great job as well. So, if I'm able to help them out and, provide more minutes off the bench, then I'll be able to do that.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Ezzy. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ed. Appreciate it.